Hey, what's up? How's it going? Welcome back. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with me today. We're going to get into a little bit of construction today. On the base area here, we've got some things to do. So I've got my hard hat and my safety vest on, and we're actually going to start by heading over to the workshop area here because I've got a little bit of work to do. We're actually going to do some remodeling in the workshop here and probably tear out a whole bunch of this stuff. We're going to have to remove the table saw here in the middle of the room. We're going to have to probably get rid of the vault altar. Probably going to have to move some of these lockers and things in the back corner here because I want to make this workshop a little bit more functional for some specific purposes. So as you can see, we kind of got our little drill press type machine over here. That is our smashificator that we can use to make things into plates and whatnot. And I'm going to be working on some create stuff around the base here, which I'll go over the plans for that in just a little bit. But I want to be able to have a little workshop area here with some of the basic create machines so that we can kind of make the parts and pieces we need to make more create machines. So we got all these things in here, you know, the deployers and the gearboxes and the fans and the grinding wheel or the crushing wheels, all these good things that we're going to add into more of the automated systems down the line. But I want to be able to have these resources available for kind of one-off little projects that we need to break stuff up or crush things together to be able to craft all the materials that we need to make those bigger projects. So we're going to start out by tearing apart a lot of the basement area here. Like I said, probably the altar is going to go, all this stuff. Whoops, we probably want to keep the demagnetizer somewhere temporary for the time being. Maybe we'll put it in this corner for now. But I'm going to have to get these all in here and then also find a way to run power to all these machines. So we might be able to run some shafts over from the windmill there because we do have a massive source of power running from up there. But we're going to have to route some shafts over into the basement for the workshop here. Or I may try to temporarily power this with a different source. Maybe we'll put like another water wheel or something on the outside. But yeah, we're going to try to get a few more of these other things installed in here. Like I said, I'm going to want definitely the crushing wheels. We're probably going to want some type of fan so we can have a few of those for washing and for smelting things as we need to. So a lot of this is probably going to get redecorated. So I guess we'll start tearing things apart and then see where I can fit all the new stuff into the mix here. After a little bit of working around in the basement here in the workshop, I've kind of come up with a little change of plans. We've been doing some head scratching. I've been trying to do a little bit of designing. Is this thing off again? Hello. I thought I tried to fix this earlier. Let's check on that in just a second here. But I've been doing a little bit of messing around over here because honestly, I'm a little bit shorter on resources than I originally thought. So I've been trying to start. Hello, tree. I've been trying to start on a few different contraptions over here that are going to help us get more resources to do the other projects that we want because I've been getting a little bit overwhelmed with this project so far, but I'm realizing that it's going to take quite a bit longer to actually get everything finished than I thought. So we're going to have to be a little bit patient with it, and we're not quite going to be able to set up the stuff in the workshop down below, I don't think, like I wanted to, because I only have like enough resources to make one set of most of the things that I want to use rather than having two sets of everything and having all these components to make these contraptions as well as have stuff in the workshop down below. So I have been working on a little bit of a design over here for a tree farm, and I'm not quite sure. There's probably going to get some adjustments yet, but the idea here is that, like I had mentioned in the past, I want to have these cool looking structures and then have functional farms inside them. So this would be sort of a building here where we could have this piece of equipment that comes out once every day or so. I think right now I've got a daylight sensor up there set to activate this so that every time it turns daylight, this switch will flip and go back and forth. So once every day, this will kind of go through and plant some trees and chop the trees down. Hopefully we can get a little demo of how this is going to work here. And right now I have this planting birch saplings because I tried it with the spruce ones and the trees were not growing next to each other, which is kind of a pain. So this will chop down trees, and then when it goes back and forth, this guy is supposed to plant saplings in its place. I'm not sure what's going on with the extra pointer finger there, but we'll have to figure out some of that. But the main idea that started to get me kind of going in a brain twist here was that I want to have, or I need to have, some kind of building blocks in order to create all these structures that I want to make in the area around the operation here. And I was thinking of going with this, what's it called? I think it's called Scorchia Stone, this stuff here. And in order to do that, we can actually farm the scoria automatically, I believe. So we can get this stuff by smelting soul sand, and we can get soul sand by haunting sand. And as I mentioned before, we can get sand from crushing gravel, which we can get from crushing cobblestone. If you're following along this whole operation, this is how this thing's going to work. So we're going to start with the area over here that's going to be digging resources out of the ground in some form of a cobblestone farm. And the idea is that we'll farm the cobblestone out of the ground there, and then, like I mentioned, in reverse order, we'll take all that stuff and turn it into this scoria or Scorchia stone. So we need the scoria, and then we'll have to get black dye, which we should be able to get from ink sacks because we have the spawner, the eye spawner deal. We just need to get a spawn egg for that. So we should essentially be able to infinitely farm the Scorchia blocks here and get all the different variants, which I think look really cool. It'll kind of fit the theme. We could actually use some of this regular scoria as well. I think that would sort of fit our environment here quite well with kind of the stuff that I've used. I think that's actually what I used for the roof up there. So that would fit in pretty nicely as well. It kind of fits the industrial steel look and all that. But yeah, short on resources is the name of the game for me lately. So I wanted to start to get some of these farms up that will actually help automate those things for us. So if we get some wood going over here, I think this was actually the other thing I was thinking of that I saw in here. We can get black dye from actually somewhere in here. Yeah, if we mill down charcoal, which obviously we can get charcoal from smelting logs if we want, so we could infinitely get black dye from that as well, which would be super handy. Can we get this from crushing? Yeah, we could even crush charcoal in here. So we could basically infinitely produce the scoria and Scorchia stone from Create with just a few other machinery bits and pieces. So I'm going to start trying to develop a few of those things that will kind of allow us to get some things going here. It looks like our gantry ran out of room, but we're getting logs from that slowly but surely. And these don't have to be super fast farms because they'll kind of just passively run and get us lots of goodies. So this is the next thing we have to work on. I think I had briefly mentioned this before, but this farm basically will dig us down to the bottom of the world. So we can use this to dig our extra deep hole here into the world, which will be able to get us cobblestone. And then eventually we'll probably just make like a little automated cobblestone farm. But yeah, I'm realizing that I'm not going to be able to like build up a whole section of this at a time because there's going to be a lot of different sections that rely on other farms and resources and things along that line. So I want to start to get bits and pieces of it together as I can, and we'll sort of work on it throughout the next several months. And we're also going to start getting involved in some other fun projects on the server coming up very soon. They're going to be a whole ton of fun. Let's take a real quick detour over to spawn because we got a little issue I think I need to take care of. Now that we're expanding a little bit more of the base, it's probably time we try to mob proof this a little bit. One echo, or per torch or materials. Or materials. Can we do this? That's one. That, and that. Like this, and that, and we'll take ourselves a mega torch. Those should be the resources, I think, to craft one. I don't have the ability to make it myself, but those should be all the supplies that are needed to make it. So thank you, Code, for that, because I'm gonna keep getting blown up by stuff if I don't do something about this. So I think it's time we fix that. Ow. Now that we've got the lighting and the base fixed, we can get you fixed up with a brand new piece of merch from the merch store. I just picked up this sweet new Donut Falls hat over there, but there's a bunch more other items if you want to go check it out. KoreyKeipe.com/merch. Hopefully you'll find something you like. Hat? No hat? Hello? Base? Detection? Zoning in. There we go. Now that you've gone and picked yourself out a sweet new hat or shirt, we have got some other construction business to get up to. This looks absolutely terrible. Although it is functional, it looks like dookie hot garbage. So we're going to need to use this, unfortunately, to mix ourselves up a little bit of stuff. Okay, like I said, I was totally prepared with the lava that we need to mix up a little bit of brass. Is it brass or bronze? I always get the two confused. So we're trying to make the perfect mechanism here so we can get ourselves a rotational speed controller, because then we can do this speed conversion without having to have 16,000 gears, and that's going to be super nice. So we need a little bit of this brass in order to make the brass casing, but also other things in the future are going to be requiring more brass, and I think the rotational speed controller would just be nice to have one of at least on hand for things like you know, adding in this mixer and whatnot without having to have a whole bunch of different gears. We can just speed it up or speed it down depending on what we need at the time. So we'll get a little bit of brass mixed up, and then I do believe if we head over here to Mech Create Island, which is a slightly lower on frames, we can hopefully go over here to this little Pokeowie machine. I think that one makes tracks. Oh my god, I want to say this one, jeez, can maybe do precision mechanisms? Possibly. We need to put a couple of things in here. Which direction is this even going? It's going that way? Looks like it's going the other way. So if we put in, let's just try this. If we put these in there, those in there, and these in there, and then if I put this on the belt, it's going backwards. Uh-oh, that's not good. Well, it's it's gonna do it in reverse order. Does that not look like the belt's going this way? Am I confused? I must be confused. That way it looks like it's going this way. Dang, the belt's going so fast I can't tell which direction it's going. I think our thingy's still making itself even though it's doing it wrong. Maybe? Did we make a thing or did we screw it up? This is an incomplete process mechanism. Which deal are we missing? Can we put it down here? Whoops. I think maybe if we put it like that, yoink. Did it go through? Oh, we got a freaking gold nugget. Dang it. Alright, I did it backwards. We're gonna have to try again. Holy cow. That's a lot of Larimar to waste on doing it the wrong way the first time. Let's try this one more time. Now, I think if I put the small cogs there, the big ones there, and the nuggets there, this should work if I put it here. Yoink, yoink, yoink. Zoop. Boing. Did I do it? Did it turn out? Don't. What? No, what's that? No! What did I do wrong? Andesite alloy. What the heck? Am I doing this right? Oh, 20% chance to get random salvage. That's what's happening. Dang, that's unlucky to get twice in a row. I get the random crap versus the thing I'm actually trying to make. Pop, pop, pop. Boing. Pop, pop, pop. No! Am I doing it wrong? Hey, finally. Only took 3 tries, but we got it. Awesome. And then we can go ahead and I should be able to craft one of these as well. Let's go. We are making progress. And now we should be able to go ahead and slap together the rotational speed controller. Now, if I have my goggles, and I want to say my wrench is around here somewhere. Grab that. We should be able to take this guy here. And how does this work? That, and then... Yeah, there we go. Now we can get an output out of that. That is 16 RPMs. Oh, we don't even need the wrench. Does it go like that, or does this go on here? There we go. Okay. That makes more sense. That's 20. Then we can crank. Slow that down a notch. Okay, there we go. Now we're talking. So now instead of all these gears, we could do this. Can we put this on a big gear? No. That's still a little bit goofy, but like if we were just to have this be whatever that speed is, that's obviously pretty slow. That's like, hey, it's not fast enough. But we could just put this on here and then be like, now we're super fast. That's going to be super helpful. We might not use it here necessarily, but we'll use this in some other places for sure. That will help out with our production of things. Real quick, I want to see if I can get this new item here called an Inscription out of our black market. It looks like 1,006 soul shards is what the cost is going to be. And I believe if I look in my bag here, we should have a decent amount. Yeah, we got 648. Well, actually, we got a little bit more, 684. So I'm going to take a few of these items here that I've got over to the... community sold diffuser, which oddly enough is still at Code's base for some reason. I'm not really sure why exactly it's located over there, but we're gonna head over there and use that and see if we can't get that new inscription unlocked. 352 soul shards out of all that. Is that going to be enough to get what we need here? It's going to be very close, I think. 1036. I think that's plenty. Let's head back to the base and see if we can get that inscription. Because the server has been updated to the latest version 8 of Vault Hunters 3rd edition pack now. So we've got some new stuff in here, and I'm not really entirely sure what these things are all about, but I know they're pretty cool. And I think there's a whole new like table that goes along with these. Yeah, called the Inscription table, which I probably can't afford yet because I am very low on resources in many regards. But nonetheless, we got the new item, which is pretty cool. And we've got a lot left to do on the base here. But like I said, it's going to be quite a long process. I did work on a little bit of another section over here. So we do actually have some conveyor belts up and running now for the crushing facility. So we've got a little spot here coming from the quarry here where we're going to actually be going ahead and drilling out some items here, which this thing is kind of set up now. So this thing will go ahead and hello, apparently the pulley is invisible. That's cool. It's invisible rope. So this thing will actually drill down into the world and pull out stone and ores and whatever is in its way pretty much. And that will go down as far as it can. We'll bring it back up. We'll offload the resources onto this belt here. And then we'll go ahead and transfer those materials across the way here to the crushing system. So we're going to have the crushing facility where this is going to go down into a chute, into the crushing wheels. All kinds of good stuff's going to happen there, but lots left to do on that. And I think the only thing left to do for today's episode, because it's been a while actually since I started this episode. I've been a little bit behind schedule because of some other projects I've been working on. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and end the episode by running a quick vault, I think, because there are some new changes, and I've leveled up quite a bit since the last time we've ran a vault together because of our big 24-hour live stream that recently did and all kinds of other good stuff. So let's go ahead and pop over here and grab one of our maybe level 35 crystals, and we'll put the rest of our stuff away, and we'll jump into a little vault run. we're vault ready. I got my safety equipment on. We've got a new coin mining sickle, and I think I'm prepared to hopefully get some nice good supplies from this vault without any major accidents. We got ourselves a nice chunky desert vault here, and spider soul, spider webbing, and 2 cracked pearls. Gonna be a bit of a tricky one to complete for sure, but we're gonna give it the good old college try here and see what we can come up with. What do we have down here? Some ornate chests right away. We're heading in the westerly direction, trying not to get lost. Oh, there's a creeper. It helps if I get my weapon out. Boom. We got a nice amount of damage on the build so far, so should be fairly deep. Look at that. We got a pair of boots right off the bat. I will take that. Even if we don't get any completion from this, if we get some gear, that would always be a good upgrade for sure. And lots of coins. We need coins because I'm a broke boy, and losing your stuff is expensive. I need layer mar after all those freaking precision deals we had to craft and lose our stuff on. Oh boy, the wild restroom. Gotta be careful in here because this could get sketchy. Do I not have my backpack on? Oh, I do have my backpack on. Why is my inventory so full of stuff? Careful, careful. Ooh, okay. I'm leaving. Ouchie. I don't know what is going on here, but my scav bag is all kinds of screwed up and disorganized with the filters and stuff. So not quite sure what's going on there, but we're gonna have to get that fixed. Hey, there's another one of those fancy inscriptions. Why is this going in here? I don't get it. I really don't think we're gonna be able to get these omega pieces though. That is pretty tough. Good little pylon. I don't mind if I do. Snag a little regeneration. We might not complete the scav, but I will definitely take the ores. Whoa! Doesn't look like we're gonna finish the scav, but I'm taking my goodies and getting the heck out of here because surviving is what's most important with the loot that we have. Because I need a lot of resources. I'm a little bit poor at the moment, and we got to try to recover from the last handful of mishaps inside the vaults and try to get ourselves built back up for a little bit more infrastructure in the future. Successful vault run, and we got some progress made here at the base. We got a lot more to do, but that's going to do it for today. I really want to thank you for coming to hang out with me. I hope you enjoyed it. Appreciate you being here. And if you want to see me get terrified and poop my pants in the woods with some friends, go check out this new series here of Sons of the Forest.